Hello, hello. My name is Aleladia. I have a topic to share with you, and I titled it Finding Lasting Rest in Lonely Places. Life can make you lean on something, and you will never believe that that thing will ever wither or be taken. But sometimes those things get removed. So, what do you do when you are lonely and you are the only one that really knows you are lonely? You are in an organization where you are doing so well, you are the life of the organization. When your heart, you know you are lonely. In your neighborhood, everyone knows you. In fact, you give life to that neighborhood, but yet you feel lonely. You can be a leader, and your subordinates are looking up to you as a strong man or woman of God, but you feel lonely. This message will help you to never be lonely again. Do you know that Jonah felt very comfortable when God allowed the plants to grow and cover him from the scorching heat of the sun? But before he could say Jack Robinson, the plant withered. And Jonah felt lonely. He felt bad. You see, we have trusted in things that gave us comfort, but we never thought that that comfort will not last. But this message is going to make you know that your strength and your comfort comes from God alone. In the book of Jonah, chapter 4, verse 5. So Jonah went out of the city and sat on the east side of the city, and then made him a boat and sat under it in the shadow till he might see what would become of the city. And the Lord prepared a plant and made it to come up over Jonah, that it might be a shadow over his head, to deliver him from his grief. So Jonah was exceeding glad of the plant. Some temporal things came to give you comfort, but you are leaving your heart to believe that that is the real comfort. Jonah was glad, but see what happened. But God prepared a worm when the morning rose the next day, and he smote the plant, and it withered. And it came to pass when the sun did arise, that God prepared a vehement east wind, and the sun beat upon the head of Jonah, and he fainted, and wished in himself to die, and said, "It is better for me to die than to live." And God said to Jonah, "Dost thou well to be angry for the plant?" And he said, "I do well to be angry, even unto death." Then said the Lord, "Thou hast had pity on the plant, for the which thou hast not labored, neither made it grow, which came up in a night and perished in a night." God is saying, don't trust what you trust. Trust only me. What you are leaning on, you are not the one that created it. You're not the one that labored for it. Trust me that created everything. And so he went further to say in the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 10, God said, "In whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind." Knowing that it is God that has the soul of all living things and has the breath of all mankind, trust God with your loneliness. Tell God, "I'm lonely, but I know you can fix it, because if you close a door, no man can open it. If you say I should leave, I will leave. If you say I will not be lonely, I will not be lonely. So I don't want to trust in anything again. I want to trust in you." Because Job 12, verse 14 says, "Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again." When God breaks, no one can build it again. He shutted up a man, and there can be no opening. God is the only one that can do that. Behold, 15, he withholded the water, and they dry up. God is the only one that can do that. Also, he sended them out, and they overturned the earth. God is the only one that can do that. Verse 16 is fascinating. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So God is the one that knows the one that deceived you with temporal comfort. He's the one that owns that deceiver. That job, that deal that promised you comfort, and later with that like that plan. God said the deceiver and the deceived, they are mine. So what do you do in times of loneliness? Remind God that you bear his name, and his name is at stake. Because if you are lonely and you fall into depression, a depressed person cannot do the work of God effectively. So use Jeremiah 14 verse 21 to talk to God. Do not abhor us for thy name's sake. Do not disgrace the throne of thy glory. Remember, break not the covenant with us. Tell God, I bear your name. Your name is at stake here. For the same Jeremiah 14, verse 9b says, O Lord, art in the midst of us, and we are called by thy name. Leave us not. God, don't leave me in this loneliness. I am called by your name. I am called by your name. If you look at the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 10, it says, in his hand is the soul of everything. When I know God has the soul of everything, and I'm looking for a soulmate, God can give me that soul that will match me. If I feel lonely, and I know that whatever I lean on that is not God, because God is jealous, that thing will be taken away. I rather lean on God so that every other thing will be handed over to me. Dare you? Loneliness happened to the sons of men. But trust me, Jesus has been lonely before. He got so lonely and he was crying to God, why have you forsaken me? So we have an high priest that has been in this cloth before, our earth suit, and he understands everything. Bring your loneliness before God. God can fix it. Be open to God. Don't form steals and demure in the presence of God. Tell God exactly where you hurt. And trust me, God will fix it. On Christ, the solid rock will stand. All other ground is sinking sand. It's okay not to be okay, but it is not okay when you cannot come to God, the Father of spirits, to give you life to live again. It is God that has the oil. So run to him. Don't trust on that plant that has grown. The plant can be a man, a woman, a child, an organization, your finance. Lean on God, he will fix you. My name is Aleladia. God bless you for listening. Shalom.